So, trying to save money. Guess what I did the other day? I went to the Dollar Tree, right? And I figured, okay, I'll save money. I bought some damn lotion. I ain't even gonna show you the bottle of lotion that I got. But when I say this lotion is so cheap, like I'll put lotion on my face and then not even 10 minutes later my face is super dry. Like you can see the dryness in my face. So right now I'm working on basically finding me a type of lotion that I can use for my face and my whole body that moisturizes my skin and keeps it moisturized. Because I can't afford to be walking around looking ashy. You know what I'm saying? It may have worked like before when I was just kind of like low key type thing or whatever. But now the fact that, I am basically about to be in the media and people about to get to know who I am. I don't want people knowing who I am and I'm walking around here ashy and stuff. So no. I gotta work on my image, you know what I'm saying? I can't be telling other authors to work on your image when my image fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about it, I never really was I'm not gonna say I never really was concerned about my image because at one point I was concerned about my image. And this was when I was in high school basically. I was a lot younger, you know what I'm saying? I was a little skinny and probably look the same way I look now, but just imagine me with like straight perm hair instead of the dreads. So can you replace like the dreads with like perm hair? That was me in high school. So, and I used to wear makeup and lip gloss and stuff, and now I just like I want to keep it natural. I'm really not focused on putting on stuff on my face. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how women do it, but that's them. That's them. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock it. Now what I do knock is when girls be having them big thick ass eyelashes on their eyes and you don't even know if they're looking at you, looking at the ground because the eyelashes be so damn thick. It's like, girl, take that mess off your dang on eyes. You know what I'm saying? Them eyelashes just need to go. That just don't look right. Not to me anyway, So that's one thing I don't like. And when girls have that makeup, it be so much packed on. Like Toya, you my girl and everything. And I know you had to get past that whole little era where people was calling you Lil Wayne baby mama, which you is Lil Wayne baby mama now. But you not Lil Wayne baby mama no more. You Miss Toya Wright now. You know what I'm saying? So people need to respect you as Miss Toya Wright. But you do be wearing too much makeup. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take that mess off for real, cause that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? All that makeup, you gotta be yourself. That's who I am. That's the type of person, like, basically I want to represent. I want to represent a person who is natural, who is real, and who basically allows herself to open up enough so that people are able to see who she really is. That's the type of person that I'm working towards being. So I thank everybody. I thank my haters. I thank my critics because people gotta understand. One day I'm probably do a blog on that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. You hear a lot of bloggers say, "Oh, I'm gonna talk about that in another blog." No, I'm gonna talk about that right now because some people they need to be addressed. Basically, people need to understand like who you are in terms of your critics. Critics are there for a reason. If you take everything that a critic says and you look at it as if that person is saying something to destroy you, you have to look at if you're because I get sleep. Like think about I don't let nothing get in my way of getting my sleep. I get my sleep, but for some reason lately it's just like I've been tired and I think the other day I didn't get my sleep, but I try to get my sleep. But what was I gonna say? Your critics, let your critics talk. Cause like I've been criticized so much to the point where I never even knew I never knew what a critic was. I never knew. I mean, I knew what a critic was, but let's say hater. I never knew. I heard people say, "Oh, they just hating, stop playing hating and stuff," and I didn't know what it was until it happened to me. And I'm like, "Are you serious?" I always had friends. I always, been the type of person where everybody liked me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody give me respect, and what I'm saying, just, oh, you pretty or whatever, you good, you model material, you one day, you should be a model, just type of stuff like that. It's kind of reinforcing and encouraging words. I never had anyone so-called support me in a sense, but they speak negativity against me. I never had that happen. So just mind you that, like, that has never been a part of my experience here on this earth up until the time when I was at my worst. You know, I was really doing bad. I was not doing all of that good, at the time, I would say. And I was just pretty much struggling just to have people coming at me from every which way, saying this, saying that. Like, I couldn't handle it. I allowed some things to come out of my mouth that maybe I should or shouldn't have said, but I don't know. It's just I wasn't ready for that type of criticism. So now it's just like, when I get it, I kind of let it go to my head, and it's not in a bad way. I let it go to my head like, oh, that person, if they think enough about me to say something negative about me, then obviously I must be weighing very heavily on their mind. And if I am weighing very heavily on their mind, then I'm obviously a priority in their life. You know what I'm saying? That's just basically what it boiled down to. So, past that. But, I mean, how y'all doing? Like, really? Like, just to know that we live in a world where shit is like constantly changing. You never know what you're gonna expect. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what you're gonna run into. So that's the type of world we live in. You just have to be ready, like, for whatever. And I'm the type of person, like, I'm ready for whatever. I don't even carry a purse. Let me tell you something, like, about me. If you never met me before, I don't even carry a purse. So if you meet me, you're gonna see, you'll know me, because I'm not gonna have a purse. I'm gonna be the girl with dreads. Because the thing about people who look like me and people who wear dreads, you might come across other women who have, like, dreads and long dreads, but what you're not gonna come across is the woman who has long dreads but doesn't carry a purse. Because a lot of women still carry a purse, and me, I don't carry no purse. I haven't carried a purse since high school. I think I would say high school. I haven't carried a purse in a long time, and that's because the type of culture, the type of environment I grew up in. It's like you always had to stay ready. I went to an all black high school, all black middle school, and an all black elementary school, so I know black. Even though I may not act black, you know what I'm saying, like the average ghetto black person or whatever, but I know black. I know my people, you know what I'm saying? So I'm around my people. I've been around my people to the point where I got to college. I said, you know what? I've been around black people all my life. Put me in a white school. I want to go to a white school, seriously. So I chose to go to the schools that I went to. I could have easily got accepted into FAMU, BCC, or any other historically black college or university, but I chose not to, because I just wanted to stay away from that. Going to an all black school, elementary, middle school, high school, you get enough of black people. You really do. Growing up in a black neighborhood, and the fact that I still live in a black neighborhood, and when I get money, like, when I get money, become like a multi-millionaire or billionaire, I don't want to live around a whole bunch of white people. I didn't move to Atlanta to live around a whole bunch of white people. I moved to Atlanta to live around people who look like me, people who have the same complexion as me, people who have the same type of hair as me, people who sound like me, people who talk like me. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be around my own kind, my own race. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that, being around people who are like you. So that's just always been me, and that's just the type of person I am. So when it comes to, oh, someone is hating or someone, I just never been used to that. You know what I'm saying? Up until now, up until the point where I finished school and I became basically doing my own stuff or whatever. And the funny thing, you might look at my arm. Let me just notice. I switch gears a lot. I might be a little bit schizophrenic. I don't know. And I might be have a little dissociative. I think about being a psychology major is that you can diagnose yourself. So I mean, I'm a psychology major. I study psychology and I still study psychology now. I study people. I study behavior. I mean, that's just me. Mental health is right up my alley. That's just something that I embrace. That's just a discipline that I love. So the thing about being a psychology major is that you can diagnose your own self. And I've diagnosed myself and I figure, okay, well, I have been at the time in my life where I just didn't feel like waking up. I just felt like throwing in the towel. I really didn't feel like putting on clothes. Like when I say I didn't feel like getting up, I didn't feel like getting out of bed. I didn't feel like combing my hair. Well, at the time I didn't have like straight hair, I had dreads still, but I didn't feel like. I mean, when it came to hygiene, I didn't feel like taking showers. I was just feeling like, oh my gosh, I just felt at the lowest in my life. To the point where I would wake up and I literally felt like going back to sleep. I did this for like weeks. I would wake up and I would say, I want to go back to sleep. I just didn't want to deal with life. Like life, the reality of life and the harshness of life basically had started to get to me. I started to see life for what it was. And I think a lot of children, a lot of youth today really have no idea like what life is about, until you really experience it. Like things that you see happening to other people, bad things. It's almost like when you're young, you don't think that it can happen to you. But then the more you live life, you realize, okay, that can happen to me too. I mean, whether it's cancer, AIDS, HIV, getting evicted, being homeless. I mean, you name it. Anything is like you're not immune to anything in this world, in this life. And so when you come up in this world thinking that nothing can happen to you, and then it does, it almost puts you in a state of shock. And for me, it paralyzed me. Like I was paralyzed for not physically, but mentally, my mind. Like I was paralyzed for years after I lost my job. And I talk about this in my book, American Dreamer, because I don't want to talk about everything on video. I mean, I think that is really none of everybody's business. But, I mean, it's crazy because I always felt like my life was perfect. I always felt that I had the perfect life. I always felt that nothing bad can happen to me because I grew up in a household where I had a mother, I had a father. I mean, you have children that grow up in households today. I mean, they'll be lucky to even get one of those two. So to have both your mother and your father, you know what I'm saying? Up until the age that I was 12 years old, I lived in a household with both my mom and my father. And it wasn't until after when I was turned 12 years old that my mom and my dad separated. And then I was with my mom for 4 years until I turned 16 years old. And then I moved to live with my dad because I just got sick and tired of my mom's bullshit. I just got sick and tired of her telling me what I could and couldn't do and just not giving me any options. Like, just not giving me any room to be to be myself. You know what I'm saying? To express myself. And it wasn't about disrespecting my mom. It was just about me expressing who I am as an individual. My mom, she was the type of person that you do what I say goes, no talking back. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. You say no or nah. What's that? Nah. Go in your room. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna teach you. You know what you're supposed to say. Take off your clothes or whatever. Strip down. I'm for real. Like when my mom would beat us, it wasn't just come here. I'm gonna beat your butt and just little hits like these little kids getting out of this because the parents just too busy trying to do whatever they're trying to do, and they don't really have time to like discipline their kids. My mom, like, she made sure she beat our ass, and if it was something that we didn't do that she told us to do, it was you go in that room, you take off your clothes and wait on me until I get in there and beat your ass for like 15 to 20 minutes until you realize, okay, this is something you did wrong. So I know what it is to take an ass whooping. So if you try to come up and fight me, just understand, like, you got to come hard, because your little licks, I can take an ass whooping. I can take beats. You know what I'm saying? A beating or hits or whatever you call it. I haven't fought in like so long, but that don't mean nothing because I'm strong. I mean, you look at me like, look, Danielle, like, this girl's strong. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm not even a fighter. Like, I'm more of a peacemaker. I'm more of like a mediator. I'm the type of person who like to work things out. It's all about working things out, working it out. You know what I'm saying? It's not about having all this animosity and I'm gonna beat that bitch ass and what she said? Oh, she said this. I'm gonna tear her motherfucking ass up. Wait, did we see her? Because I'm the type of person I probably would pull out a knife and kill the bitch. You know what I'm saying? I won't even think twice. I never shot a gun, but if it came down to it, and if it came down to my life, anybody who I love, and if I was in close proximity of a gun, then that person who I'm fighting better watch out, because just gonna leave it at that. But I like to like basically keep myself calm, relaxed. I'm not like the hyper type, you know what I'm saying, person. I mean, you can kind of look at a person and tell like it ain't about drama, or if they more like kind of laid back. You know what I'm saying? Kind of calm, relaxed, and that's that person I am. Like I don't have like any like sicknesses, anything, because I just try not to let people get to me. You know, even though people try their hardest to get in my way, like I'm just the type of person, like, I don't have time for it. You know, I really don't. So like I was talking about at the top of this video is like, if you have haters, you have critics, sometimes you just gotta let that stuff roll off your back and keep it moving, because it's not about what your haters say. It's not about like, it's really not, it's mainly about your reaction to what people have to say, because understand something about people. People are gonna talk. People gonna have shit to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's not so much about what people have to say. It's like really your reactions to it. And I'm learning that because, like I said, I grew up, in a world where everything seemed like it was perfect. I had a perfect household, perfect family. Like everything was going good. I was a straight A student, I was an honor roll student. Everything seemed like it was going good. So I don't know. I never knew what it was to hear someone say something negative about me. You know what I'm saying? And not even that, but say something negative to me about me to my face. Well, really, that's the funny thing. Like when you get hate, it hardly ever happens in front of your face. It's always behind your back. It's always over the phone or something like this. No one ever comes to your face, face to face and say, hey, I had one person do that to me, and I was in middle school when I did that. And this girl approached me when I got off the bus and said, I don't like you. I want to fight you. She said that to me. She came up to me. I'm walking home from school. Now imagine, like, okay, if you have a teenager, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to catch the bus or whatever and walk home from school, and hear this other kid coming to them bullying them. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it was in my situation. I'm walking home, from school, because my school where I was going to was right there by my house. It's like right around the corner, not even 2-3 blocks away. So I'm walking from the school. I didn't have to get on the bus because that's how close I lived to the school. And I'm walking from the school, and this girl come up to me talking about, I don't like you. She said that to me. She said, I don't like you. I'm looking at her like, okay. She said, I want to fight you. And I'm like, Okay. What did I do? I'm thinking like what my whole train of thought at the time was confusion. I was confused. I just did I'm like, do you see something? Do you know something about me that I don't know? That's what I'm thinking. Like, is there something about me that I don't know? Because I didn't do anything to you. So why you want to fight me? I didn't do anything to you. I'm just going to school like you going to school. I study, I work hard. But I guess it was something in me that she didn't like. That I had something that she didn't have. Maybe at the time because my mom and my dad was still together. I still had a mother and a father, in the household where I live. So maybe she didn't have that, and the fact that my mom was there to support me and encourage me and to push me to make straight A's, and maybe she didn't have that, so she saw that I was successful or headed on the road to success. I don't know, but and I don't think I still won't know to this day, because I don't focus on things like that. And as much as I try to put myself in other people's shoes, sometimes I just don't get it, when it comes to negativity and people delivering hate. So I just never got it. I really didn't. And I just kind of, that's one of those things that I just kind of like moved forward and just said, okay, well, okay. But the funny thing about it, like when she said, I want to fight you, I stood there. I stood my ground. I didn't run or, try to get away. I just said, okay, here I am. You want to fight me? Here I am. I didn't try to run away or anything like that. And it's like after that, it's like she respected me for some reason. It's like we were cool after that. But after that, I'm like, that's not the type of friend person I want to be friends with. That's not the type of friend I want to have. Somebody who sitting up here saying something like that, coming up at me saying you want to fight me. But I guess it's just a matter of she felt like she was being real with me, and here I am, some nerd looking girl. I was a big nerd back in the day, and I still am. I'm not a fighter. But don't, just because somebody says they're not a fighter, doesn't mean they won't fight your ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that you could just come up or step on their shoe, bump their table and don't say sorry, do some stupid stuff and don't think they're just gonna sit there and not say anything because it's almost like, okay, you try that person, you're gonna see, you're gonna bring the fight out of them, just because a person said they're not a fighter. No, that's when I say I'm not a fighter, that means I don't go around looking for fights. I don't go. I used to. When I used to like so called be my sister's bodyguard and defend her and stuff, but now it's just like I don't have a reason to go around trying to be boss and pick fights with people and stuff like that. No, because I have too much to live for to do that. I spend a lot of time on Facebook only because that's where my business is. And I try to tell like people I like, I spend a lot of time on Facebook, and it may seem like I'm just here just to bullshit, pass time or whatever, or just waste time. But no, I'm actually like networking. It's a networking site, and that's what I get on for, to network, to build relationships with other people. I'm not here to just waste time and just because, it's a social networking site or whatever, just a bullshit. See, look at my face. You see that ash? It's that ash is starting to come. I need something like some oil. I don't need my face like too shiny or whatever. But it wouldn't hurt to also get a makeup artist too. So if you are a makeup artist, you know what I'm saying, hit me up for real. Hit me up. My email address is simple. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Gmail. People say, oh, you need to get you a professional email address. So at the end of your email, it's not you advertising Google Mail or Gmail. You're advertising your own domain name. Well, that may be true, yes, but I look at it like I already have too much shit to check. I have so many accounts, it's ridiculous. I got three Facebook accounts. I have two Weebly accounts. I have a Webs account. I have YouTube. I have Twitter, it's just like too much. So I don't have time to be checking all these different email accounts, you know what I'm saying, for the different websites. I might as well just have, and I already have like 5 Google email accounts. I have author, Danielle Leach. I have Coach Me to Publish. I have Ubawa. I have Dream Pathways. Actually, I have 6. I mean, it's just way too many. So, I mean, you get the idea. You get the picture. I mean, I think here I go again. I have to clean up some more shit. You know what I'm saying? Because my dogs, like, where we live, they be tripping on dogs. You know what I'm saying? With dogs and stuff. So I have trained my dogs to use the bathroom inside. So they know it's a certain place in the house they're supposed to go to use the bathroom, and that's where they go to use the bathroom. And so my nose, like, it hits my nose when they do it. I smell it, and it's like bam right down my nose. So it's a smell you can't ignore. You know, stinky boo boo smell. So here I gotta go clean this boo boo up. But I love talking to you guys, and I like getting feedback. So hit me up.